Hi everybody, this is Dr. Abbott from beautiful Weston, Florida. Just to give you a little bit of a video lesson about what I consider to be important as far as your musical life. I know we talk about all different kinds of things at camp, and we hope we get to see you again at camp. But this year, I want to just sit here and talk a little bit about how you can think about being a musician. And I think of it in three ways. First, you have a playing life. That's when you go out and play professionally. So it involves a lot more than just the notes that you play. It's the way that you dress, it's being on time. There's a lot of variables that can happen. The second is your practice life. So you have a playing life, but your practice life is when you're actually working on what you're going to play. So a lot of times what happens in music is you're challenged in ways that you're not expecting. So the one way you can deal with it is, okay, I'll take that mountain when it's in front of me. Now, sometimes you just are not prepared at all for that mountain. And that's not the end of the world. What actually happens sometimes is when you fall flat on your face, it's actually a pretty good experience. You just get back up, you keep on going. That's the key. If you're going to play your whole life, you just keep on going. You take the good times, the bad times. This is a bad time right now this year because nobody's playing any gigs. Everybody's home. Nobody's going to school. It's a brand new feeling we've all had about being cooped up for a while. So this is a good time for many people to practice. Practice is either exercise, which means that you're just basically keeping yourself limber, or you're trying to build a vocabulary of things that you may need down the line. The third thing is research. That means that you don't just play notes, you just don't play music, you listen for something in the music. And this is very important because if you ever get to play, say, a Broadway show, and you have no experience with the show, the first time that you do the read-through, it's going to be sight reading, sight reading, sight reading. But if you've already listened to the show, and you've already done some work on how to do the show, that first rehearsal, you're going to be a star. So the key then is, if you're not practicing, if you're not playing, think about how you can research. You find some books, you go on YouTube and you listen to multiple versions of songs, you just explore, but everything you try and do is called critical. You're looking for something. Okay? So what we're going to do with this particular video is we're going to deal with your practice life. And I'm going to take the most important book that usually wins the #1 book of all time, and it's called the George Stone Stick Control book. Now, it's a very cheap book. It used to be like $1.50. Now it's about $7. And it's not really that difficult of a book because it just has R's and L's in it. So for drummers, it's right and left. But this has been used so many different ways, and you're going to go through some of the amazing ways that I've worked this out. But what I want to do first is I want to go through and show you just the way it's laid out on the first page. So it's just using your hands, because really anybody that plays percussion, if you're a drum set player, conga player, bongo player, whatever, using your hands, mallets, sticks, whatever, using your right or your left. Okay, so we won't get into how you hold the sticks and how you make it bounce and all these things. So what we're really going to look at here is just the right and the left and the variations that can happen, which Stone basically did on the first page. And then we'll see how we move it around. Let's start with Stick Control for the Snare Drummer by George Lawrence Stone, written in 1935. Page 5, which is the first page of exercises, numbers 1 to 13, in quarter notes, metronome marking at 110. We will have the feet playing quarter notes, bass drum, hi-hat, bass drum, hi-hat. Number 1, right, left, hand to hand, starting with the right hand. Number 2 is the mirror, hand to hand, starting with the left hand. Number 3 are doubles, starting with the right hand. Number 4 is the mirror of number 3, doubles with the left hand. Number 5 is a paradiddle, starting on the first note. Number 6 is an inward paradiddle. It starts on the 4th note. Number 7 is a reverse paradiddle. It starts a paradiddle on the 3rd note. Number 8 is a delayed paradiddle. It starts the paradiddle on the 2nd note. Number 9 are threes, 3 to 1, starting with the right hand. Number 10 is threes with the left hand. It's the mirror. Number 11 is 1 to 3. Number 12 is 1 to 3, starting with the left hand as the mirror. Number 13 are fours. Stone doesn't mirror number 13. So there's the layout of stick control, numbers 1 through 13. Notice that 1 and 2 are hand to hand, 3 and 4 are doubles, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are paradiddle variations. 9 and 10 are 3 to 1, 11 and 12 are 1 to 3, and number 13 is fours. So, what's the importance of the Stone book? Let me read a little bit from the preface of the book. This is what he says you can get out of this book. Control, speed, flexibility, touch, rhythm, lightness, delicacy, power, endurance, preciseness of execution, and muscular coordination. So the extension of knowing what I'm presenting, which is numbers 1 through 13, is that you can apply this to the drum set. You can apply it in the way that I apply everything to the square. So now instead of just the hands executing this, now the hands and the feet, or just the feet, or the right side, or the left side, or crossbody, or triangles, all of the discussion that those of you that know about the square are all applicable to the Stone book. So here's what we're going to do to finish this up. We're going to take this exercise, Stone 1 through 13. We're going to play it now in eighth notes. We're going to put a quarter note kick hi-hat pattern underneath of it. This creates a model where your hands are playing something different while your feet are continually playing a pattern. So that wraps up the first session of our practice routine. I'm just laying out for you the basics of the first page so that you can go completely off in whatever direction you want with this stuff. But you can see what I did so far. That's a fair amount of time per day if you want to think of it that way. That's a fair amount of time to just sit and go through those sticking patterns. And then when you start adding variations just on those sticking patterns, just in 2/4 or cut time or whatever you want to look at it, you're spending a long period of time. And that's really what it winds up being. If you talk to any really accomplished musician, particularly at the camp in Blaine, those people spend a lot of time and have spent a lot of time building their craft. And your craft is built on all these very strong fundamentals. Fundamentals are the key. Your fundamentals. Someone may never recognize that you have those fundamentals because you've already moved way past them in your playing life. So think of it that way. I wish you the best. I wish we saw you this summer, but we all plan to see you next summer. And all the best to you and your family. So long.